Okay.
Okay, I want to talk to you today about the new Purity backpack, battery-powered backpack sprayer, how to set it up and how to use it. This is how it looks coming out of the factory. Here's your backpack straps. They can attach in one of two places. You can attach here to have your backpack up higher, or up here if you want to wear it a little bit lower on your back. As you'll see in a little bit, on my backpack sprayer, I have it tied in here, so it rides a little higher on my shoulder. I find it's a little more comfortable for me. Everybody's going to have their own preference. It's fairly easy to do, and I'll show you that on the other backpack sprayer, that these just slip in there through that loop and tie it in. Of course, the bottom thing gets clipped on the bottom attachments down here. Nice padded shoulder pads and a chest strap to keep it secured across your belly. Next, we'll talk about filling it. When you're cleaning it or flushing it out or testing it for the first time, obviously you're going to fill it up with nice clean water. Tap water is fine. And you're going to want to put your new trigger on the machine. I always put a little bit of white Teflon tape on there, not to stop leaks. It's not what it's for. Teflon tape is to make it to go together easier. So all you really need to do this is perhaps at the most a little pair of pliers to tighten that up a little bit, but don't make it too tight, just nice and snug so it doesn't leak. Then you need your custom-made stainless steel nozzle. Goes directly into the end of the gun, and you're ready to spray. So, pretty simple. You'll see by the PowerPoint presentation that you're going to move pretty fast. We're going to do that with the other gun. I just wanted to show you how this thing sets up. Now, the other part of that is, what else can we do with the machine? By removing the handle and nozzle, we can set this up to work with our ESS and or SATA gun if in fact you have the Purity Master Applicators Kit. This is the heart of the way to do that. This is a needle valve. It just screws right into the fitting here. And you take that off, but that just screws right in there. This is the twin hoses, which comes with your Master Applicator Kit. This hose actually, as you know, gets hooked up to the air hose. That's your air line, which you don't really need with the backpack sprayer. But that hooks up there, and now you have the ability to spray with your ESS gun or your SATA gun by using the fluid and the pressure in there. If you're going to spray with either one of those, you're going to need compressed air, but you can still use the 4-gallon backpack sprayer as a reservoir or pressure tank in lieu of the pressure tank. This is an adjustment for the needle valve. By screwing it all the way down, you're minimizing the amount of fluid that comes out of there or stopping it altogether. When you're setting your gun up, when you're using the ESS gun or SATA gun, all you do is back it off just a little bit to make sure you have just enough fluid coming out of the tank into your ESS gun or into your SATA gun to make it work properly. As you know, it's all about what the spray looks like. That's how you do that. This is the fitting. Try to do that. This is the fitting that you're going to use to connect your green line to your blue air hose. So it'll plug right in the end of the blue air hose or the air pressure regulator you have, and that will take and allow you to use the ESS gun or the SATA gun. Now, in addition to them, you have a battery. This battery is a 5.2 amp hour battery. It's a real heavy duty battery. It goes directly into the front of your gun. Goes right into the front of your gun. Snaps right in. That's the on and off switch. You can tell the on switch was on. You can hear it kicking in, so I put the battery in. By turning it on to there, that is the low setting, low pressure. By cranking it up, you go up to high pressure, which is about 100 psi. For the nozzle for applying, for the nozzle which we're going to use to apply Purity IAQ indoor air quality, or the other Purity products, when we're applying this, we want to have a nice atomization, so we're going to crank that pressure all the way up. This is my personal unit. As you can see, I have it marked off and how much material it's got in there. And now you'll hear this start to kick in. This hasn't been used in a little bit, so it's all full of air in here, so you're going to hear this kick. It's going to take a minute for it to kick in. So now there's pressure in there. You heard the pump kicked off, and it's going to take a second to get this all drained in here. So we're going to put that in there. You can see the water. And that's, by the way, how you clean this thing out. If, in fact, you think you have a problem with particulate matter or something like that, you can just take this, blow backwards if there's anything in there, and blow this stuff out, or you can use compressed air if you have to. But the idea is to keep particulate matter out of it. So that's how that works. As far as the battery, battery charger is a little different. The battery has a port on the back. The cable gets tied into the back of the battery. The battery charger is a lot like what you have for a computer. It gets tied into the back of the battery, gets charged into the wall, and now you have a battery charger. It's going to charge this battery up, and it charges very, very quickly. And as you can see, even though that is still on, I have sprayed for hours on end and not used not even half of the battery, all day long. So unless you anticipate spraying for more than 12 hours non-stop, which would be pretty impressive feat, you shouldn't need an extra battery. So I would say just the one battery, unless you really anticipate. Again, the charging doesn't take long, doesn't have to sit overnight. Usually my experience has been 2-3 hours at the most, and it's charged up. So again, the only fittings you really need to worry about is this fitting is for your ESS and SATA gun. For those of you who have that kit, you know what that's for. You know what that's for your fluid line, your 1/8 inch fluid line, and you know that this one is for your air line. That goes, oh, I'm sorry. That gets hooked up to your 1/4 inch OD air line. that end goes into your quick disconnect on your air hose or on your regulator, depending upon what you're using. So again, in this fitting, this is the only fitting that you're going to need if you're spraying IAQ, Purity Clear, even Purity Base Coat, or Purity Coat on vertical surfaces, or even clean on vertical surfaces. To spray horizontal surface, you need to contact us to talk about doing like large surfaces. We have a unit for that that is designed by one of our Purity distributors, and it's available. Actually, we've done a sizable project with it, and did an amazing job. So just contact Glenn, and he can make arrangements for you to talk about getting something for doing large horizontal surfaces. Thank you.